all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning and thanks for tuning in. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 7th of May. President Donald Trump's top trade negotiator said the US plans to raise tariffs on Chinese goods on Friday, accusing Beijing of backpedaling on commitments it made in negotiations and confirming the substance of Trump's threats over the weekend. People familiar said that he made those threats after being told Chinese officials had refused to agree to a deal that required changes to Chinese law, a change with big implications for provisions aimed at ending China's practice of forcing US companies to share proprietary technology. The US thought those issues were resolved. Still, according to US Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer, talks will continue. And understandably, it was a roller coaster session in the US equity markets yesterday. The three benchmarks ended off the day's low but still lost ground. The S&P 500 and Nasdaq declined 0.5%, while the Dow closed lower by 0.25%. The Japanese markets returned to action and the Nikkei is therefore playing catch-up. It was down close to 1.2%, just like the Kospi in South Korea. The Chinese yuan will also be in focus today, having lost ground yesterday. US equity futures are indicating that there is a further downside of upwards of 0.5% in store. One market watcher has described recent activity by foreign institutional investors in Asian markets as a synchronous cross-asset rush to the exits. In fact, in the equity markets in India, FIIs were net sellers to the extent of 750 crore rupees yesterday. Let's talk about earnings back home now. Two nifty companies reported their earnings post-market hours yesterday. ICICI Bank was one of them. The bank's net profit in the fourth quarter came in below estimates at 969 crore rupees. Analysts had pegged the net profit at close to 2,300 crore. The new management, led by Sandeep Bakshi, chose to focus on improving asset quality metrics and set aside a significant amount as provisions. In fact, provisions rose 28% sequentially. Gross bad loans fell to 6.7% of total loans from 7.75% at the end of the previous quarter. In the telecom space, Bharti Airtel's revenue from its Indian mobile business grew at its fastest pace in 3 years, and margin improved in a quarter when the telecom operator tweaked its strategy to try and turn around its fortunes. The company's net profit rose nearly 25% to 107 crore rupees, a significantly better result than the 1,000 crore rupee loss that most analysts were anticipating. A one-time exceptional gain related to costs and reassessment of levies propped up the company's bottom line. Let's move to other news now. Chief Justice of India, Ranjan Gogoi, got a clean chit from the Supreme Court's in-house inquiry committee headed by Justice S.A. Bobde, which has found no substance in the allegations of sexual harassment levelled against him by a former woman employee of the court. Odisha has sought relief of at least 1 lakh crore rupees to rebuild damaged houses and public infrastructure after having been battered by Cyclone Foni. As many as 35 people lost their lives in the state and 500,000 people lost their homes, according to Bishnupada Sethi, the Special Relief Commissioner with the Odisha government. In international news, the Fed is increasing its warnings about the dangers of risky corporate debt, with a report showing that the market for it grew 20% last year, while lending standards kept slipping. Particularly striking is that the businesses with the biggest loads are also taking the most risk, and default protections are eroding. The central bank has sounded the alarm about leveraged loans and weakening standards since last year, but defaults remain low. With that, it's over to Darshan Mehta for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Darshan. How are we looking today?
Hi Alex, good morning. Good morning everyone. The global cues are decent at this point of time and the SGX Nifty is indicating a positive outlook. In terms of earnings, Vedanta will be the Nifty company that will come out with numbers today. Among the other results, it's Escort, SL Propack, Spark, ABB, BSE, C8 and VIP Industries. Alex already spoke about Bharti Airtel and ICICI Bank. Among the other companies that came out with numbers, Marico came out with mixed set of numbers. Revenues were up 9%, profit up almost 2.2 times, EBITDA up 12%. The net profit was higher on account of tax adjustments. 8% domestic volume growth was at an 8-quarter high gross margin. India and international growth was better than peers in a tough macro. In terms of other numbers, strong numbers from Wockhardt, Godrej Agrovet, Great Eastern Shipping and Navin Fluorine, inline numbers from Gujarat Gas and weak numbers from Tirumalai Chemicals. In terms of stocks to watch, CG Power probably will react negatively. Their plan to sell the Hungarian business falls through. Remember, they have signed this deal from November 2017. It was always getting delayed and finally now the deal is fallen through. HDFC Bank will consider a stock split on May 22nd. The board will consider splitting the shares into two. Aztec Life Sciences withdraws the merger proposal with Godrej Agrovet. The company says that it has reviewed the proposal and decided not to pursue the scheme further at this point of time on the basis of interaction with multiple stakeholders across the company and Godrej Agrovet. Dhanuka Agritech launches 3 new products in the domestic markets ranging from herbicides to pesticides. VST Tillers came out with the April sales number. Total sales were down 29% and that was account of a weakness in the power tiller sales which was down 57%. Tractors, however, grew 23%. IOB says that as part of strategy to raise its capital by selling non-core assets, it has identified 32 properties for sale, including properties in Singapore and Hong Kong, aggregating to value of 900 crores. PNC Infratech executes a share purchase agreement to sell 35% stake in the Ghaziabad-Aligarh Road project for 270 crores to Cube Highways. Due to this action, the company says it will be able to recover its outstanding EPC receivables, which would result in total cash inflow of 300 crores to the company. And finally, in terms of bulk deals, L&T acquired 11 lakh shares via a block deal in Mindtree. But there's much more you need to know before trade actually starts. For that, log on to our website bloombergquint.com and click on the All You Need to Know tab and you will be prepared for morning trade.
Thanks, Darshan. Well, that's all we have for you on this podcast, but do check out all the content on the website bloombergquint.com over the course of the day and, of course, after market hours. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma. Or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.